Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to see English chapter 2, A Great Heroine. What does the term heroine means to you? Can you think of any great Indian heroines? Indian heroines not means nowadays heroines, okay? It is about our past of India, about king and queens of India. There was a great heroine whose name is Padmini. So let's start it the story of a great heroine. So about 700 years ago, Alauddin Khilji ruled in Delhi. At that time, the Rajput Raja of Chittor, the capital of Mewar in Rajasthan, was Bhimsi or Bhim Sinha, Bhim the lion. He had a beautiful wife named Padmini or the lotus flower, who was brave and clever. Alauddin heard of her beauty and wanted to make her his wife. He took a great army to Chittor and laid a siege to it. But the brave Rajput fought so hard for their king and the queen. The Khilji king could not capture Chittor. Then Alauddin said that all he wanted was a glimpse of Padmini, and he promised to take his troop back to the Delhi. This request could be granted. Bhimsi replied Alauddin could not look directly at the face of his wife, but he may look at the mirror in which Padmini's face would be reflected, while she herself would not be seen, and he must come into Chittor with one or two guards only. Alauddin agreed to this. He knew that the Rajput Raja would keep his word, not hurt him. So he went into the front with two men, fought with two men only. He was now in the territory of Rajput, but being honorable man, they did not harm him. He looked at Padmini's face in the mirror. Then he said to Bhimsi, "As I have trusted you, do you know, trust me? Come with me outside the fort and let us part as friends." Bhimsi trusted Alauddin's word and went with him. But as soon as they got outside, a troop of trunks who were hiding in the woods rushed out and seized Bhimsi and took him to the Khilji camp. As a prisoner, black hearted Alauddin then said that he would not set Bhimsi free unless he was allowed to marry Padmini. The Rajput were filled with rage and grief when they heard this. They feared that their king would be killed, but Padmini, being a clever woman, said, "As the trunk have no honor, have deceived us, we must pay them back in their own coin. Then she sent word that she would give herself up if Alauddin set her husband free. But as I am going to Alauddin's queen said, I must bring with me all my women servants' jewelry and clothes. In clothes of palanquins, and the trunks must not look at them. Alauddin gladly agreed, for his thought that Padmini really wanted to be his wife and the queen of Delhi. Padmini's palanquins was carried out of the fort. Everyone thought she was in it, but instead it held brave Rajput named Badal. With him went 70 palanquins with the trunks through the contain her woman servant and the jewels, but there was Rajput soldiers in each of them. Each palanquin was carried by 6 men who looked like coolies but were in fact brave soldiers who had with them their sword and shield. The Gora, Padmini's uncle, who was in charge of party, said to Alauddin, Padmini wished to speak to her husband for the last time and say goodbye to him. Very well, said the Khilji king, who was who was very pleased to think that he had a queen and her and all her jewels in his power. Bhimsi is in that tent. The queen may wish him goodbye, but must not stay there for more than quarter an hour. Then the palanquin was taken into the tent. Badal stepped out and handed over the emperor that he had brought to Bhimsi. In short time, Alauddin went into the tank. Then all the Rajputs came out and palanquins, and the coolies drew their arms and attacked the trunks who were taken surprise. Bhimsi seized a horse and rode safely back to Padmini. There was a great battle between a trunk and the Rajput, in which many were killed. Not many Rajputs returned alive, but they managed to save their king. However, Alauddin was not a man to give up anything he had once set his heart on. He returned to Chittor again a few years later to claim his prize. So, here is the story about Padmini. She is a very clever queen. She fight a battle and she save her king and return back to Chittor. So this is the story about a great heroine. She was very beautiful but with his mind also. So beauty is not only for from the face, from the body, from hair, not at all. Beauty is come from heart and mind and our soul. So she was clever and took quick decision to